What's good? My name is Jamo, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make this shattering background effect in After Effects. And this is using effects that are native to After Effects. So let's just hop right into this. So basically I have this clip here of Jace, and what I went ahead and did already is just rotoscoped out my subject. So first thing that I want to do is pre-compose the background layer. So I'll select that layer and do Control-Shift-C, and then move all attributes into the new composition. Now I'll go ahead and add on the shatter effect, which is built in After Effects, like I said. And always I like to render in quarter quality instead of full quality, just to help out my renders. And I'm gonna go ahead and purge my disk memory and cache because there was 71 gigs that were being pulled from my PC. So definitely to make After Effects run a lot smoother, always just make sure to do that before you start editing. Go up to View and change that to Rendered. And then you're going to go to Shape and change the pattern to Glass. And then as you guys can see here, it's going to create this little shattering effect right here. And so this is what bricks looks like. This is how it starts out. And then obviously glass is the one that you guys want to use, and there's a whole bunch of different, weird little effects you can create in here, but definitely glass is the best one. And then if you go into Force 1, go ahead and change the radius to 0.6, and that's just going to change it so that the shatter effect takes place over the entire composition. Otherwise it would be just in this area. If I want the shatter effect to happen only on the lower half of the screen, what I can do is create a new solid layer down here and make sure that I change it to a white color, then click OK. And then I'll go up here to my either pen tool or rectangle tool, and you can click on this little square here and then click Q if you guys want it to be an oval, if you want it to be a circle, if you want it to be a polygon, star, etc. But I'm going to use the rectangle tool here, and then go ahead, just do something like that. I'm just going to change this so that it's kind of like affecting this corner right here like that. I think that'll look good. Then go back to this layer here where you have the shatter effect, and go into the gradient here, and then on gradient layer, go ahead and change that to the white solid that we just created, and then change the source to effects and masks, and then change the shatter threshold to 1%. And then you can go ahead and just make that mask layer invisible, the solid layer invisible. And as you guys can see, now it's only going to be shattering in that area. And then if I want it to shatter up in this area, what I can do is just create another mask. So ignore this first mask here, and then just create a second mask like that. And as you guys can see, it's now going to only be affecting that area. It's actually really good at rendering in real time, so you can see exactly what you got going on here, and I think it looks really cool. And that's kind of how I got these effects that are up on the screen. But now obviously, as you guys can see, the pieces are a lot smaller in those examples. So what we'll do is go up to repetitions. It's currently at 10 right now, but I want to change that to something like maybe around 50. I think looks kind of good. Maybe I'll do 40. I'll try like 42. Now what you can do to affect the size of these little shards here is you can affect the extrusion depth. So you can either push this up to make them thicker like that. It just doesn't look very high quality. So I'm going to bring down the extrusion depth to something around like 0.03. just to make them really thin. I think it looks really good once we affect the lighting. So I'll go in here to lighting, and I'll open up the light intensity, light depth, and ambient light. And what you can go ahead and do is just turn down the light intensity a bit and then turn up the ambient light until it's kind of back to normal. And that's just going to make all of these pieces kind of look more flat so that that lighting doesn't look as kind of corny looking. And that is how you get the shatter effect. But if you guys want to make it slow down, so right now we have something that looks like this, but obviously in the example they are kind of moving in slow motion. So what you want to do is go up to this physics panel right here, open up that drop down, and then you can increase the rotation speed if you guys want them to shoot out and be spinning around in a bunch of random ways. You can also increase the randomness to have them go in a bunch of random directions. And then the viscosity, I don't know if that's how you say that. You're going to change that, just increase that. And as you can see, the more that you increase it, the slower it goes. So let's just play with this until we have something that looks cool here. And then as well, if you go into shape here, you can set the origin to wherever you want. So this is going to be kind of the direction from where it splits out from. So I'm going to go ahead and just set it to the center here, and it's going to then shatter out like that, but it's still falling down here because you have gravity on. So you want to go back into the physics drop down and just turn gravity off like that. And then I'm going to turn down the viscosity here. So then if you guys want to keyframe this in, what you can do is for force 1, under the force 1 drop down, again, the radius is how you keyframe this in and out. So that looks really crazy right there. And what I'll go ahead and do is I'll actually just take off the second mask and make this just back to normal, so it's covering the entire thing here. And what I want to do is keyframe this radius here to go from 0 at the beginning to go to 0.6 later in the clip, and just like that, it's going to create this really cool shattering effect. And then, you know, as well, obviously, if you guys want it to happen faster, you guys can bring these keyframes really close together and it'll look like this. So I think that looks really cool when it's super fast like that, but I also think it's cool if it slowly dissolves like that. It kind of reminds me of like Doctor Strange or something. And obviously I don't like this black background, so I just downloaded this transparent PNG from Google, and I'll just scale this up and drop this below here. And then if I set this to full, I want to go ahead and fix the colors on here. So I just want to increase the contrast, decrease a lot of these highlights and shadows and whites, just to kind of help it pop out a little bit more. And then one of my favorite parts that I did for this effect is I just created an adjustment layer. So on top of everything, I'll go to new and create an adjustment layer, and then I'll add on a lumetri color to boost up a lot of the contrast in this effect, and then maybe boost up a little bit of the saturation. And then I want to add on the Unsharp Mask effect, and if you just increase the amount and radius here, it's going to create this really kind of oversaturated filter type look. This is what it looks like without the effect, and this is what it looks like with it on there. I think it just makes everything pop a little bit more, and it makes it look very, very cartoonish. And if you guys enjoyed this type of content, definitely go check out my website. I've spent around 2 years cultivating really good editing packs and presets that are going to help you speed up your workflow and maintain really high quality results that will impress your clients and better your video business. I appreciate you guys as always for tuning in, man. Have a great day. Peace.